Hello, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Beth Ann, and today I am announcing a readathon that I'm doing in February, co-hosted with Margaret Pinard. So I will link to her channel down below, and it is the Black Authortube Readathon for Black History Month in February. So the goal is to follow, lift up, and read the works of several Black authortubers. Margaret and I have selected a number of Black authortubers, and Margaret put together a spreadsheet where you can sign up to read them with somebody else from BookTube and do a buddy read, and with links to get their works, because the whole point is to support and lift up. That said, I know that not everybody has some cash to drop on new books, so if cash is the thing that would stop you from participating, from reading just one book, please let me know down below, and I would be happy to help folks take part in the readathon if need be. I know I don't have that many subscribers, but I should put a limit on it just in case things blow up more than I anticipate. So maybe I'll limit to 5 books, then the first 5 people who comment down below. So just want to throw that out there, because this is, again, the point is to support Black authortubers, which does mean buying their work, since most of these are, actually all of these are indie authors, I think, who are not available, for example, through your public library. So please take advantage of that. All right, all of that being said, I'm going to share the spreadsheet that we're using to organize this. So here it is. So it hopefully is pretty simple. So on the left in the first column, we have the authortuber listed by name. Then Margaret and I selected just one book. Some of these authors are just getting started and only have 1 or 2 works. Some have been around for a while and have a much longer list. So also feel free to read additional books as well, or change what you want to read from this list. Then we've also listed genre. So there are several genres available. We tried to find a spread. So we've got fantasy romance, for example. We've got middle grade horror. There's some regular horror down in the middle. There's a lot of romance. And let's see, there's some poetry options as well, and there's a space opera option. So all kinds of things, pick your poison. Then in the reader column, column D, go ahead and add your name to that column. And so even if there's already a name there, that's somebody who is already committed to reading that book. And if you add your name in the column, then the 2 of you are buddy reading. So you can feel free to coordinate as much or as little as you want. We would encourage people to do a live discussion or a collab video or something, because again, the point is to spread the word about undiscovered authors. So my name is on for quite a few of these. And then we've got buy links. So links to Amazon for the most part, because a lot of these folks are publishing on Kindle. There's also a few bookshop links as well. So that's about it. So pick a book that you'd like, pick an authortuber you like, and add your name in that reader column. Okay, so then the next thing that I'll do is I'll just share what my selections are for this. So let's see. First, I've got Tamara Woods, The Shaping of an Angry Black Woman. So let me go to my link. So this is a poetry collection. It's $8 on Bookshop, and The Shaping of an Angry Black Woman is the debut book of poetry by author Tamara Woods. Written over 15 years, each poem challenges conventional society and is poised with acerbic, witty, and abrasive language that is reflective in the often discussed isotope of society, that being the angry black woman. In the words of Tamara herself, "I wore anger like it was my favorite pair of chucks, giving people what they wanted, a minstrel show played with black emotions rather than a shoe-polished face. This brings around an unspoken rule. The expectation of anger renders my anger invalid, as it is my starting point, so it's not that important. This collection of poems takes a look at life written over a 15-year span of mine. It is flawed oddities, beauty foiled with ugliness. We are all more than just angry. Women are more complicated than just that." So that sounds awesome to me. So I will be reading that. Then I also want to read space opera, Honors Reserve by Lebron. So he's writing a whole series, and he has lots of other books available in several other genres. So if you want to read this author, you can pick whatever you want to read, but a space opera sounded great to me. So the description for this one is, "The galaxy is at war. The only person who can save it is a soldier from the reserves. Petty Officer Grayson McCoy's last mission in the Galactic Guard is simple: intercept a mysterious spaceship at the galaxy border. When Grayson discovers the criminals on board the ship are human traffickers carrying human cargo, he risks his life to save a group of strangers he's never met. That's when the real bad guys show up. Stranded behind enemy lines, the fate of 12 innocent people rest on what Grayson does next. So does the fate of the galaxy. So that also sounds awesome. Okay, then the next thing that I signed up to read is Seed Among the Thorns, a fantasy romance by Morgan Lee. And I wasn't entirely sure if this should just be fantasy romance or maybe has a YA element as well, because I think the two main protagonists are teenagers, although I'm not positive. So the description of this one is they were born to bridge the gap between two worlds. Emerton Pearson and Shaw Lorimont do not have a choice in what their lives will be. There is an order and no one deviates from that order. Pearsons protect the gateway and keep the earth safe from the prison world Regnum. Lorimonts sacrifice their mortal souls for the sake of restoring balance and leading Regnum's warfare against the earth. The obstacle, Emerton, like all Pearsons, is cursed to serve and obey the Lorimonts, Shaw in particular. However, when Emerton receives the essence of an extremely powerful ancestor and Shaw witnesses the harsh realities of commanding an army, duty becomes too much to bear and all they want is the freedom to choose. Shaw's soul continues to weaken and Emerton must forgo her own desires and learn to trust the very person who holds her life in his hands. In desperation, Emerton makes a reckless decision that drastically impacts not only her budding relationship with Shaw, but the stability of the two worlds. They both must choose family and revenge or freedom and truth. So that also sounds pretty great. We've got maybe rival families isn't quite the right word, but we've got some family drama there. We've got cultural and ancestral expectations, and we've got young people caught in the middle. So that sounds potentially really good. And then finally, so I was just going to sign up for those three, but then in a bout of insomnia, I did an impulse buy of a contemporary romance on this list. So I've now also put my name down for that because I finished it, and that is Adore You by Nicole Falls, which is the first book in a romance series called Accidentally in Love. And this was such a bang to start off my readathon with. It was easily a 4-star romance. It was so cute. It was very believable, which is often something I struggle with in romance. And so in this one, the two main protagonists who have a romance knew each other as children for their entire childhood. And so having a very quick romance that reaches a satisfying conclusion in 150 pages just actually, oh, there goes my motion light. Yeah. Just actually really made sense for this couple, and I really loved it. And so especially for a debut novel, it was just really well written and cute and well constructed and well paced. So I really enjoyed that one, and I've already begun the second book in the series. So I will be talking more about the Accidentally in Love contemporary romance series by Nicole Falls later on, maybe actually in February as I work my way through the readathon. So that's the Black Authortuber Readathon. Please sign up to read a book, whether or not you want to really actively buddy read it with someone or not, but at least put your name on the spreadsheet so we know that folks are doing this and lifting up these Black voices in the writer community during the month of February. And stay tuned because I'll be talking about all of my choices in the coming weeks as well. All right, I hope everyone is having a cozy but cold and snowy winter if you're in the United States or the eastern half of it like I am. And I hope everyone is reading good books. I will see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.